Hi, this is Peter. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Cane Pole, or On the Road to Beyond Cane Pole. It's more of an update. It's why you haven't really seen any fishing videos, and why I haven't, put out the moving of my fishing shack to the shed, or the shed. I'm gonna call it my fishing shack, and other things. Recently, and I think I may have mentioned it in another video, my daughter's car broke down. We had to take her the Jeep because she had an internship and she was working up there, which meant we came back with the truck. The wife was using the truck for a couple weeks. Well, we finally found her car, got it all, got it all registered, got it up to her, and finally I've got the truck back. But that just has been this week. I mean, it was Wednesday. Today's Saturday. It was Wednesday. I went to the car up to her and changed it out. So I haven't had transportation. It's also been pretty dang hot. It is starting to get a little bit better in the evenings and cool off. We haven't been having quite as much rain. But now, I did have a financial situation where I had to deal with taking care of a fraudulent charge, and I had to wait on that. There was just a lot of little things going on. In fact, I'm going right now to go get feed, which normally we do on Friday. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Feed store closes at 6, and then I'm gonna get my lunch. But more on that later. A lot of this I'm going to need the wife's help for, especially the crabbing videos. And I have yet, since we dropped those drop nets, I have yet to be able to make it out and go crabbing again. I went out to go set some traps with the wife for crawdads just this past weekend, last weekend. That fell through because the location I went to was more overgrown than it was the last time I looked at it, and you couldn't get to the water. There was no getting to the water to throw out the crab traps. It just wasn't happening. It's alongside a public road, public easement, by a swamp, and it was overgrown, so we couldn't do that. I guess I could be out doing some fishing, but I haven't felt like pouring sweat where I get so wet I look like I've been swimming and going fishing. It's just not in me. Like I said, yesterday evening was a real good, mild evening. Today has been a little cooler than it has been, but it's still a little hot to get outside and do. I will get to doing some fishing videos. I will get to the crabbing now that I have my truck as transportation. I'm even going to do that myself. I'm hoping the wife is shooting some footage of her this weekend doing a little crabbing herself. In a lot of all this, and you saw me going to the funeral, my sister-in-law passed away. Well, my brother-in-law's daughters have been helping him pack stuff up. My wife's sister has come down, letting the other brother who's been staying with him go back up to his property and do some fall planting for wildlife. He's contracted with the forestry commission or something up there with his property to do certain things for the next 3 years, so he had to go do some of that. I don't know the whole details behind that, but my brother-in-law has ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. It's mild right now, but he does need someone to make sure everything's going okay, check on him every now and again. So my other brother-in-law has actually bought property down where he lives, what I would call right around the corner, and it's not that far away. And he's building a house as well as keeping his property up in West Virginia. But that's to help take care of the brother, because they knew that he was going to need it, especially when my sister-in-law got diagnosed with cancer. After she got diagnosed with cancer, he was staying with him almost full time. He came down and stayed with him. He was there when she passed. Great man. Anyway, all that aside, we've had that. We've had other things. The wife has been informed that starting this week, and when she goes in Monday, she's going to potentially work 4 weeks straight 7 days a week, 10-hour days. Maybe on the weekends it'll be 8-hour days, not 10-hour days. They have a call for overtime. She is capable of doing more than one job, which puts her high up on the list of, hey, we want you for overtime, because her normal job, she doesn't have anything for her to do on the weekends, but the other job she's capable of doing, yeah, she can do that on the weekend. Right now, with our finances being what they are, she's going to try and catch as much overtime as possible. It's just what it is. In 2 weeks, I've got a fishing clinic that she was supposed to be at. That's a Saturday, but she may not be able to make that. So, that's going on. She's not going to be able to help me do any videoing, which is going to be difficult pulling crab nets by myself. Definitely it's going to be impossible to pull a throw line and net plus video unless I set it up on a tripod. I don't know how much of that I'm going to do. Some of that depends on whether she gets crabs tonight or not, because as I was saying, she's down in at the beach house, quote unquote. It's on the island, it's not on the beach, but my brother-in-law has property that's right on a creek, and he has dock permit. He built a dock. So while she's staying down there with her sister and him for the weekend, she's throwing out his crab pot off the dock. So there may be crabs in that, and I've known a crab pot to be set, and just one set bring in enough crabs to do what I need to do. It's very rare. Maybe she was going to set it when she got there. Since she's staying tonight, she's going to pull it this evening and reset it and let it run overnight, and hopefully we'll have some crabs at that point. I like to say hopefully she's got some footage. There's just been a lot going on in the real world, and a lot, like I said, the temperatures have kept me from doing things. Lack of transportation's kept me from doing things. Like I said, mostly excuses, but I just want y'all to understand that I've not given up. It's just typical summer for me. Summers are never the best time for me for doing things. And then y'all all know, come about October, I'm getting ready for my November and December busy season. So yeah, that's coming up. Here it is, almost September. So I got another month before October, month and a half before I'm making sure, checking all my gear and making sure everything's ready to rock and roll. So a lot going on. Still need to put fur on my suit. That's another thing. With the wife working the next 4 weeks, it's putting it to crunch time. That being said, depending on the workload after the first week or two, it may not be a full four weeks. Usually it's not, but you never know. So that's where I'm sitting. That's why you haven't seen anything new that's really related to what I've been doing on the channel. However, I'm liking this new format where I can just talk to you guys while I drive, because I do a lot of local trips. Like say I'm going up here to the feed store to get feed, then I'll be going out to get myself some dinner because my wife's down on the island with her brother and sister, and daughter's working, so there ain't no point in firing up the stove for me, and don't have anything in the freezer anyway that's packed for one. It's all packed for meals for 2, meals for 3 type deal, because that's what we normally do. I guess I could go out and catch fish, but like I said, it's been hot, and I'm just not that fond of catching something in my own backyard pond and eating it. It just, a lot of runoff goes into that pond and whatever's been in the yard. Oh, and on the shed, fishing shack, I did have somebody who was supposed to call me yesterday or today to set up a time to come move it. He's like, yeah, I just bought one myself, just the same size, I can move it, not a problem. I moved mine. Okay, good. And then he hadn't called me back. I even asked him how much. He told me how much. I told him I was going to stop at a bank and get cash, so we don't have to worry about anything. Just you got cash for it. He said that's great. He really got excited over that. But by the same token, he had to call. I'll probably call him on Monday and try and nail him down for a time next weekend or next week. But I can't. That too is one reason I was home today versus going and doing some other stuff. I actually thought about going down to the island with the wife today. Glad I didn't, because she ended up getting invited to dinner, and there's an issue between me and that particular brother-in-law where I wouldn't have felt comfortable being at his house and going to dinner. And that way she can also stay the night and then come home tomorrow. So yeah, there's all that. It's just been a lot of mess, a lot of things going wrong. I know y'all have seen the video telling you how much I hate it when people don't do what they say they're going to do. But yeah, I've had like 2 people straight up turn me down. A couple people I've contacted either sold their trailer or the trailer was broke down, or as in the case of my uncle, who I thought was going to be able to help me out. He's been busy with his actual job. Effectively, he's building or rebuilding a helicopter with an electric motor so they can test out different variations of props and different things. He's taken a whole old, I think it's an Apache frame, I'm not sure what helicopter it is, and put it in on a stand in the college classroom. And some things he had to fabricate straight, big old piece of metal part he's had to take and take a lathe and all that and machine it out and drill holes and whatnot. But he's now got it where it's almost done, getting safety barrier around it, and then they'll be able to work at testing out what they're testing. They do some sort of avionics, and I think they test different pitches on props and rotors and whatnot, and that's what they're going to be using that for. I think. I don't know. I've never been in class. So he hasn't been able to get down to me, and I don't fault him for that. Even if though he's in his 70s, he should slow down a little bit. He ain't slowing down, and he's got bills to pay, so work as much as you can. Work comes first. I wasn't gonna necessarily have to pay him to help me out, and he didn't want to say he's got a trailer without taking a look at what I got too, and he hadn't been able to make it down here. So that's about all I got to say. Probably this is longer than I meant it to be, but it's better than probably the other 2 times that I've tried to film it and just sounded defeated. All right, thank you for watching. Hope you continue to subscribe. I've made 200 subscribers just this week. If nobody drops, there should be 200 now. It might be more. Like I said, thanks for watching.